Alright, welcome to my day of release Vorkath strategy guide. The aim of this guide is to briefly talk you through my current strategy that is consistently getting me about 2-minute kills at Vorkath. This is not going to be my typical optimal DPS style boss guide where I have an ability by ability play by play on the screen, but when I do come up with and or learn what the true optimal meta rotation is for this boss, rest assured that I will be making a new video in my signature style. For now, please note that I'm still experimenting with some things like pocket slot items, familiars, single style, and hybrid rotations in both difficulty modes of this boss. So for now, if you're just looking for some day one tips to improve your approach at Vorkath, this is a perfect video for you. As for my gear, I'm using my very best necromancy gear, and my perks are shown on the screen. I'm using a salve amulet primarily, and I also have an essence of finality that has a death guard special attack stored in it. It's best to always be wearing the salve amulet when fighting Vorkath specifically, and then when he moves on to fighting Zmer, you want to be wearing the EOF. The special attack also plays into my rotation for the start of the fight and near the end of the fight. Right now I'm doing 4 kills per inventory before banking to account for my adrenaline potion, and I'm collecting my loot, the statue, before rejoining every new instance. I believe that this is currently a faster method of looting than waiting for Aster to run up from the rubble and give you the chest. Now, onto the kill. When I join the instance, I summon my conjures and extend them with life transfer. I then start the encounter and command my ghost, followed by invoke death while I'm running around the corner, which is going to be applied to the first undead giant. It's important to note that I'm only going to be killing the one required undead giant of the 3, as this is faster, and the extra mechanics that you're going to skip by killing the other 2 are essentially irrelevant. To get to the giant quickly, I wait till my character starts to turn around this corner, and then I bladed dive right next to the leftmost rock in this cluster. At the same time as I click my dive, I'm also surging. Then I try to turn right, and again I'm going to surge, while I'm looking for the giant who's hanging out by this pillar of light. While I'm finding the giant, I'm also going to command my skeleton, and then target the giant. In no really special order, I'm going to use my EOF special attack, I'm going to Vuln Bomb, I'm going to use my tier 95 special attack, followed by an auto attack, a touch of death, another auto attack, and then I'm going to improvise with stuff like a finger of death or more basic attacks, such as my soul sap or my auto attack. If I think that my Jas book proc is going to bring the giant's HP under 24k HP, which seems to be the threshold to activate Deathmark, then I'm going to prioritize using basics. If I see that he's higher HP, I'm going to use a touch of death, which is going to use the 20% of my adrenaline, and then I'm going to aim to build back my adrenaline with some basics. Ideally, I'm going to be around 85% adrenaline or higher by the time that he dies. As soon as he dies, I'm going to click on this power source as quickly as I can to start the real fight with Vorkath. While you're kind of in this teleportation cutscene, I'm going to use Invoke Death again, and then command my skeleton once I see that I'm inside the Vorkath instance. Now that the actual fight with Vorkath is starting, you kind of have to run forward here, and then I'm going to use Target Cycle, Death Skulls, Vuln Bomb, and I'm also going to look to click my action button as quickly as I can. The action button is going to fire a ballista shot that deals 10,000 damage, essentially completely for free. Now I'm going to build back up to 100% adrenaline and then start my living death rotation. Similar to the Razio rotations, I'm going to want to use Apot and living death on the same tick in order to get all 3 possible death skulls within the limited time window. During my living death, I'm also going to be improvising with my split soul, my necrosis abilities, and soul sap, so that I can have a very powerful volley of souls at the end of my ultimate window. Oftentimes, my volley will still be under the effects of split soul, which is really nice damage. Sometimes I'm also commanding my skeleton whenever it seems appropriate. At the end of my living death, I'm aiming to use my tier 95 special attack, followed by an auto attack, and then improvise some abilities to take advantage of this special attack. For example, that might look like the tier 95 special attack, followed by an auto attack, followed by a touch of death, followed by an auto attack, followed by a finger of death, followed by an auto attack. So I have pretty good damage in this first clip, and I actually kill Vorkath before he can even fly off. So then I focus my attention on Zmer. I want to make sure that I use Invoke Death and extend my conjures one more time using Life Transfer. I make sure to Vulnerability Bomb Zmer and use my 5th Death Skulls of the fight on him. This is the first death skulls after my living death, if that helps you keep track. There are some kills where Vorkath has already flown into the air, but he's low enough HP that a couple abilities are going to trigger his death mark. In those cases, I try to cast my death skulls a little bit later on Zmer so that when Vorkath lands, the skulls will bounce onto Vorkath, dealing the killing blow. Once Vorkath is completely out of the picture, I'm essentially just going to be focusing on dumping all my most powerful abilities as fast as I can here on Zmer. Ideally, I've already equipped my EOF, since Zmer is not affected by the Salve Amulet. I can also use the special attacks stored in my EOF, with or without necrosis stacks. Making this decision requires a little bit of improvisation, noting Zmer HP and your own adrenaline and necrosis stacks. Now I'm going to let a second kill fully play through without pausing, and I'll try to talk through it as well. Alright, so I collect my loot, enter the instance. I'm going to equip my Excalibur to kill my Conjures, and then put back on my Soul Guard. Summon my Conjures, extend them, do my Invoke Death and my commands. Bladed Dive and Surge to this rock, surge over, and look for the Undead Giant. Then I'm going to target him as fast as I can, and I'm going to use both of my special attacks, my Necromancy special attacks, and then just kind of improvise with my Necrosis stacks and some of my basic abilities. Once he's dead, I'm going to click the Place of Power as fast as I can, invoke Death while in this cutscene, and command my skeleton, run forward, target cycle and Death Skulls, and then use the action button as quickly as I can. Now I'm building back up to 100% adrenaline, and using my Death Skulls and APOD at the same time once they're ready. This is similar to any Razio rotation, or really any basic Necromancy rotation. You want to use your Touch of Death and your Death Skulls immediately, that way you can get all 3 Death Skulls within your limited time window. Just before my second Death Skulls in this kill, it looks like I used my Soul Split, and then I am also using my Undead Slayer Sigil 2 ticks after my Death Skulls. Here again I'm improvising with some Necrosis abilities, about to do 2 Finger of Deaths, and then generating 1 more soul with Soul Sap, so that near the end of my living death I'm going to be able to use a big powerful volley. So this is one of those kills I mentioned where Vorkath has flown up, but his HP is really low and he'll be in range to trigger Death Mark with basically any ability. So I use my Death Skulls just a few abilities later, and you can see that it actually bounces to Vorkath and deals the killing blow. And here on Zmer, I did forget to equip my EOF, but I'm essentially just dumping all my best abilities and trying to do my best damage possible. And as you can see, it results in a kill time of 1 minute 50 seconds. I teleport to PVM Hub, use the crystal, and do this cool little surge dive to the crystal, and then head back down through the portal. And that's essentially what I'm going to be doing to farm these normal mode kills. So that's going to be it for my day of release Vorkath strategy guide. If you did find it helpful, please share it with a friend and consider leaving me a like and comment. Also look out for a hard mode version of this video. Look out for my Vorkath loot videos and live streams on Twitch, all linked down in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.